The sun burned hot over the tarmac, shimmering off the silver wings of the A-10 Warthog. Engines roared in the distance, airmen shouted, tools clanked. Just another day on the base. But when Sergeant Alara Vance tightened the last bolt on the aircraft's cannon, the crowd went silent. The young mechanic's sleeve slipped up as she reached forward, revealing an intricate tattoo. A black raven perched on a lightning bolt, wrapped with the Roman numeral V. The nearby colonel froze mid-step, his eyes widening in disbelief. He had seen that ink before, on a classified file, on a mission that never officially existed. She was just a mechanic, he whispered. But that mark, that can't be real. And that's where the story of Alara Vance, the woman the Air Force thought they'd lost, truly began. The mechanic with the raven tattoo, Sergeant Alara Vance, had built a life around silence. Every morning before dawn, she'd arrive at Hangar 9, the loneliest hangar on base, and lose herself in the language of metal, grease, and jet fuel. Machines didn't judge. They didn't ask about scars, about why she avoided the mess hall, or why she flinched when helicopters thundered overhead. To everyone, she was just the quiet mechanic with the braids. Efficient, skilled, invisible. But inside her, a different story was buried, one she had sworn never to tell again. 2 years earlier, Alara had been part of Operation Black Raven, an elite Air Force rescue unit sent deep behind enemy lines. They weren't supposed to exist, and when the mission went wrong, when command abandoned them, she watched her entire squad fall. She'd carried their emblem home, tattooed on her arm, as a silent promise. Never forget. Now, she kept her head down, working on the same jet she once flew beside. The only piece of her past that remained visible was that ink, hidden beneath her sleeve. But fate doesn't forget the brave. That morning, Connell Hayes, the man who had once led the very mission she survived, was inspecting the flight line. He hadn't seen Alara since the day the reports listed her as missing, presumed dead. As he approached her A-10, something about her movement caught his eye. The precision, the confidence, the posture of someone who'd seen combat. And then, the sleeve slipped. He saw the raven, the Roman numeral, the mark of the fallen unit. The wrench fell from Alara's hand when she realized he'd seen it. Their eyes met. The world seemed to stop. "Where did you get that tattoo, Sergeant?" he demanded, voice trembling slightly. Alara's jaw tightened. "Permission to continue maintenance, sir," she said flatly. Hayes stepped closer, lowering his voice. "That symbol, it's classified. Only 7 people ever wore it." 6, Alara whispered. 6 and a ghost. The colonel's face went pale. "My God, you're Raven 7. The base changed after that day." Whispers followed Alara wherever she went. Some called her a hero, others a liar. But Colonel Hayes knew the truth. She wasn't just a survivor. She was the reason anyone had made it home from Operation Black Raven. He called her into his office that evening. The door closed with a heavy thud. Files lay open on his desk. Her file. Photos from the mission. Reports stamped. "C.R. Safidi, you should have received the Medal of Valor," he said quietly. "Instead, they buried your name." "I didn't do it for medals," she replied. "I did it because they were my team." The Hayes leaned back, guilt in his eyes. "They told us no one survived." "We left you there, Alara." "I left you." Her voice softened. "I know, sir. And I forgave you the moment I made it out." He studied her, the scars on her knuckles, the strength in her silence. "The Air Force could use people like you again. We've got a new program. Experimental aircraft, advanced rescue operations. We need someone who knows what it's like on the ground." Alara hesitated. She'd buried that part of herself long ago. But she remembered her squad. The laughter, the fear, the promise they made before that last mission: if one of us survives, the mission never dies. She looked out the window at the A-10s lined up against the setting sun, their wings glowing like steel angels. "I'll do it," she said finally. "But this time, we finish what we start." Weeks later, under a fiery dawn, the base loudspeaker announced, "Attention all units, Raven team is active." Mechanics, pilots, and officers turned to see Alara walking across the runway, flight suit zipped, helmet under her arm, her Raven tattoo now uncovered, gleaming in the light. Colonel Hayes saluted. "Welcome back, Raven 7. She smiled faintly. "Let's make sure no one gets left behind again." As the A-10 engines roared to life, the message became clear. Sometimes the quietest people carry the loudest stories, and heroes don't always wear medals. Some just wear ink.